Yeah, I'm here. I'm back. I'm doing one of these update things because I can, I guess. Um, Largely it's out of curiosity because I've gone back to my old phone, at least for this. Just want to see how the audio compares with the other phone. I noticed the last couple times I tried doing these updates, the microphone on my other phone just seems really off. So I'm trying the old one again just to see if there's any kind of a difference, or if it's something with the room. I'm not sure. Anyway, I figured I'd just go ahead and do one of these update videos. I know I said they were done, but I started doing them again kind of recently. Did one, what, last week? Anyway, as you know, I can tell, I have a bit of a different look now than I did last time. Um, got a haircut, and I mean a massive cut the other day. Got myself a new color. Not sure if I should have gone a little lighter on it, but what's done is done. If I don't like it, well, I gotta just bear with it for the time being. Let it fade out, let it grow out, and try something else later on. Anyway, with that all said, I did, for the first time ever, I do have bangs, which so far, at least on my Facebook, the response to that has been overwhelmingly positive. So, yay for that. So, anyway, it is a Saturday morning here in western Wisconsin where I'm joined by a cat who is so demanding for attention lately. Um, Not sure if you can hear her purring, but yeah, yes, I know. I know. How dare I not be giving you attention all the time? But yeah, aside from that, I can finally say that the saga with my tooth is finally in the books. Just gotta wait for whatever insurance decides to do with the endodontist, and hopefully there won't be too big of a bill in my future. Um, but yeah, had the root canal. What was it? 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks ago now. Um, had the filling done a couple days ago, and it's actually kind of funny when you go in to get a filling done and you don't have to worry about getting numbed up, and the anesthetic needing time to work and everything. So the the benefit of having a dead tooth is they can fill it, they can work on it, do whatever, and you won't feel a thing. And I literally felt nothing. And I was checked in. I was checked out. I had my post appointment care discussion. Got paid. Got my payment taken care of. Everything, all that in the span of about 25 minutes. So yeah, when you take away the numbing portion of it, and the preparation for all that, you're in and out in no time at all. So that was kind of fun. Um, yeah, so between that and the new hair, I kind of feel like a new person, really. Not completely, but next up, shit, I really am tired. Kind of ironic because I'm going to talk about that. Um, it's kind of a follow up with my endocrinologist. Was that last week? We've gone ahead and she put in an order with Mayo to uh, get things started for a sleep study for me, just because my sleep for many years now has been absolute dog shit. And that day right before the appointment last week where I just didn't sleep at all for one day. I was a fucking zombie because I just couldn't sleep. Um, it actually felt worse when I woke up after like 2 or 3 hours of sleep. Yeah, I did sleep, but it didn't feel like it did. So anyway, the order has been placed. Still waiting to hear back from them, but hopefully they can give me some kind of information, some kind of a roadmap for getting my sleep studied and find out what the hell's going on. My guess is I probably got some sleep apnea going on. Unfortunately, that is rampant in my family, so I would not expect to be spared from that bullshit. Oh, did I really take that long to have my first swear of the video? Wow, I'm slipping. Usually with the first 30 seconds I'm swearing. um, but yeah, hoping that they can come up with that, because I know that sleep is key for a lot of things, not the least of which is physical appearance. And for a little anecdote here, I was trying to nail down the color of my eyes, right? So I took a selfie, uploaded it to an AI, and the fucking AI, after it told me what the color of my eyes is, what it classified it as anyway, it actually had the audacity to tell me that my eyes look tired, like not just missing a little sleep tired, but like fucking like years upon years of not sleeping tired, like basically where the soul is fucking drained beyond all help. And the thing is, it's not wrong. Yeah, so that kind of segues into my next thing here. And this is where I'm going to lose a lot of people, just because it is absurd to talk about. But how many of you can say that you remember your own death? And I mean that. I literally remember the night that I died. Not this life, of course, but by my estimates and from what I've been able to glean through searches, it sounds like it was somewhere in the mid to late 1870s, possibly the early 1880s. Somewhere in the Ukrainian or Western Russian region. Yeah, from what I've been able to ascertain, that was about the time and general geographic location of it. So, and no, it wasn't some kind of a glorious death, of going on a blaze of glory or being the hero or anything. Simply put, I just I was penniless and starving, and I wound up freezing to death in a back alley. Funny thing about that is I remember one detail very clearly about that was just the feeling of serenity and calm that just took over in those final minutes. So, but getting back to present day and present reality, there's the question of, okay, how do you remember this? How do you have this memory of a place that you've never been, of a time you've never lived in, and an area that you've never studied, but somehow you can recall this event happening? I've heard things of like I forgot what it's called. It was like where you're just able to remember things through like a bloodline or some such. And I know, the average person is going to listen to what I just said and dismiss it outright. Say that no, that was impossible because you weren't actually there. But we live in this world where we are so we've convinced ourselves that life is a one and done thing. And depending on your religious you know, leanings, it could be okay. You've got one shot on Earth, and then your soul goes off and into the afterlife. But okay, when you start talking about the soul in the afterlife, who's to say that you don't get additional opportunities to come back, through reincarnation, and you have a few extra goes at it. I mean, why not? We can't prove it one way or the other. And there have been some recorded instances over the years where people remember things very clearly, even at a very young age. They can recall exactly what happened in some foreign country that they've never even set foot on. It's like, okay, so how does little Billy over there remember what happened in random countrystan from so many years ago when they've never even cracked open the history book? Yeah. So it's not to say that I fully embrace the idea of reincarnation as fact, but we've got these things where people remember things that they shouldn't, things that never actually happened to them in their current life. Why do they remember it? I don't know. I'm looking at it like I might just just for the hell of it, I might look up. I don't even know what they call it. Those people that can tap into past life experiences and whatnot. But I might look into that just see if I can find out if anything, if it's not overpriced. um, but yeah, so I was just thinking about that whole thing and the motives and again this is just based on my own gut feelings about the whole thing and what I've seen in those memories. But when you remember barely scraping by in the forest, wearing tattered clothes, and just wondering, okay, why does this outfit that I'm wearing look like it was actually pretty nice at one point, but now it's torn to shreds. Okay, so what's the backstory there? What happened? Why would I be wearing this? And you know, maybe you had to flee. Maybe you had to run away because circumstances. It could have been external forces. Could have been family issues. Could have been any number of things. But being young as I was at in these memories, I had no survival skills. So I think that's the reason why I wound up back in the city in those final days, and why I died where I did. Just because I had no survival skills, I had nothing to offer, and yeah, I just couldn't hack it on my own, and I paid the price. And yeah, you can choose not to believe it. It's it's my expectation, but still, if it actually did happen, and a lot of my searching seems to back it up, I would like to know. Okay, what were the factors that played into this whole thing? Did it happen over the course of just 1 year? Did it happen over, say, 10 years? Did it happen over a lifetime? I don't know. I unfortunately I don't remember anything beyond what was it? Three key events. Three memories actually stuck with me. But yeah. Anyway, moving past that. some of what I was reflecting on through that whole experience. When I was, I was trying to pull that whole thing apart, was I started getting I started thinking about the writing I've been doing and the book series that I'm working on, and kind of gave me some fuel to work with for one of the side characters, who I seem to be evolving from a simple side character into a major supporting character. But whether or not she actually, contributes as much as I'm thinking about in the finished story, it's hard to say. But I'm looking forward to trying. And I've already got the scene where she's introduced to into the plot line, and I think it'll be a funny scene. I think it'll be a fun one to write and to set up and to execute. Unfortunately, that won't happen until book two. So I got a couple years to go yet before I actually get that all squared away. That said, book one, I think I've got about 3 more arcs to get through. Not major arcs, but I need to write through them to connect from where we are currently. We're down here on the map, and we need to get up to about here on the map without taking any land routes, due to some difficulty that she ran into along the way. So I need to figure out a way to get from down here to up here using ship traffic and bring my girl home so that she can set out again and segue into the original beginning of the story. So that's where the 3 arcs come from. It's down here, and then getting up to here, and then going from here to here, where the story actually began originally. Back in 2012? I started the whole thing. So it's it's one of those things where I can finally see, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Not very clearly yet, because I still have to go through editing and a bunch of rewriting of the original story. God, I swear when I had that root canal done, I swear my tooth shifted. I seem to be whistling in my S's a lot more than I used to. Anyway, that all being said, I know I'm kind of jumping around a lot between these videos and my Monster Hunter videos and the Kingdoms of Amalur, which I have pushed up to daily publication, just to get them out of the way, kind of keep traffic more consistent with the channel, hopefully. And by the time I get done with that Amalur playthrough, hopefully I'll have something else in the pipeline for later on, and maybe actually see a little bit of growth with the channel. Yeah, I'm certain that my tooth shifted. I have never whistled with my S's this badly before. Not surprising, given the amount of trauma that the tooth has been subjected to over the past couple of weeks. But anyway, at least I get to keep the tooth, rather than having it yeeted out and have a little gap right here. So it's a trade-off. Or maybe it's just because I'm tired. I don't know. I'm going to bed after this anyway. I just yeah. So, fun fact. Now that I've had my surgery done and everything, on both top and bottom, I can finally go commando and not have to worry about it. It is so freeing, so liberating. To not have to worry about accidental exposure. uh, I know it's terrible, but you gotta take the wins where you can, right? Ugh. Next goal, uh, get some skincare routine going so I can not hate myself in the camera when I take selfies in the future. And shrink down that belly. I'm losing the battle of the bulge there. I'd like to lose about 20 pounds, get back to my pre-transition weight. But, yeah. Really? The cat's been back there grooming herself the entire time I've been doing this. I am so sorry about that. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and call this here. Upload it tonight and just see what I'm going to do tomorrow. I don't know if I want to do some live streaming tomorrow or just play offline, or I don't know. It's a Saturday off from work, so I gotta do something with it, even if it's not productive. But anyway, with that, I'm gonna go ahead and I will see y'all later. Whether it be here or whether it be with my my Monster Hunter compilations or Dragon's Dogma compilations I'm trying to work on. Those are going a lot more slowly because there's a lot less humor that I can extract from the gameplay. But I'm trying. Anyway, I will talk to you later.